Oh, there?
Yeah. Thank you, President Stephanie. Our next speaker is no stranger to big stages like us. He has performed over 3,500 concerts on 5 continents. He has spoken at peace conferences in India, Australia, the United States, and Germany. And his TEDx talk, Why Heroes Don't Change the World, was selected as a TED Editor's Pick.
And on top of all that, he's a Rotary Peace Fellow. Family of Rotary, please welcome David Lamont.
Now I'll put my jacket on.
It's so good to be with y'all. Greetings, Rotary family. I am truly honored to be with you. It's not a word I choose lightly. And to be part of this conversation about changing the world the Rotary way. As you heard in my introduction, I had the honor of being a Rotary Peace Fellow, an experience that changed my life. And you're going to hear quite a lot of details about the Rotary Peace Fellowship and Peace Centers the next few days, so I won't try to walk you through all of that right now. But I do want to share a part of my own story. Rotary is in the business of changing lives. I know for a fact because you have changed mine. And because I've seen your impact up close all over the world. When I applied for the fellowship, I was a full-time professional musician. I was touring all over the world to give concerts with songs that I had written and stories that I had lived. I had also co-founded a nonprofit organization in Guatemala, working with education, arts, and mentoring. But I did that as a volunteer. My day job was traveling and playing music. I was 18 years into that career, and things were going better than ever. I was neither rich nor famous, but my band was paid for. I had some beautiful guitars. I had 10 albums out. I had great support from audiences, a full calendar, and lots and lots and lots of hair. Just take a moment of silence in honor of my hair. And then I quit. At the height of my career, I heard about the Rotary Peace Fellowship. I had studied conflict resolution in my undergraduate years, and it was clear that it was time for me to make peace work the focus of my life once again, as counterintuitive as that was to interrupt my music career at its height when things were going great. I applied, and I was thrilled to be accepted. The Rotary Peace Fellowship offers fellows 3 big categories of things. The first is a top-notch education. I studied at the University of Queensland in Brisbane, Australia, with brilliant academics who are internationally respected. This is my cohort of Peace Fellows in our shared office space. I also spent 3 months in rural India, teaming up with Gandhian social reformers working on sustainable development projects. And through the fellowship, I obtained a master's degree in international studies, peace, and conflict resolution. Now, the second valuable thing that I gained is the network of Rotary Peace Fellows all over the world. There are now over 1,800 of us working for peace on your behalf. And beyond that, friends, there is you. The network of Rotarians worldwide. Almost anywhere I can go in the world, you are there, and I feel welcomed. The third thing is credibility. When people who are familiar with the program hear that I am a Rotary Peace Fellow, they take me seriously, because you've built a beautiful program. Now, I didn't come here to read my resume tonight, but you've made a big investment in me, so I do feel like I owe it to you to tell you a little bit about what I've been up to in the years since I became a Peace Fellow. When I returned to the U.S., I was hired by the North Carolina Council of Churches as their Peace and Justice Associate, and that job led to a concert that I put on for an interfaith event. It was a Christian and a Jew and a Muslim playing music together on stage to make the case that harmony, we were trying to make the case that harmony, where we sing different notes that are beautiful together, can be even more powerful than unity, where we're all singing the same notes. That band, which we call Abraham Jam, went on to perform together across the US and Canada for 10 years. We made 2 albums together, and just a few months ago, we actually had a song heavily featured in a Broadway play. My work as a peace advocate led me to serving on the AFSC Nobel Peace Prize nominating committee as well, publishing 4 books of my own, one of which has become a textbook in colleges across the US, and to create a somewhat viral TEDx talk on how to have large-scale impact. And Senderos, the nonprofit that my wife and I started on our honeymoon in Guatemala 21 years ago, has also been deeply enriched by partnership with Rotary. My studies as a Peace Fellow and my own lived experience have taught me some things about how change happens and how it doesn't. You're going to be hearing a lot at this convention about how hero narratives are misleading when it comes to big problems. If you examine world history, I think you will find, as I have, that large-scale positive change is always brought about by movements. Many ordinary people moving in the same direction, doing a little bit each. But friends, we seldom tell movement stories. Rotary is an amazing example of an effective movement whose story needs to be told. It's how we address large-scale problems like polio. There's no one heroic figure that's going to eradicate polio. We can only do this together. Parents who agree to have their children vaccinated, warring factions that put down their arms in days of tranquility so that vaccinations can take place. Lives are altered forever because of those kinds of choices. It's a movement. And it's spelled out clearly in the Rotary's vision statement, which you know very well. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Stories matter. They guide our understanding and therefore our actions. That means that telling a better story really can change the world. So the question is not, what can I do? The question is, what can we do? Rotary is a powerful movement, and you are a part of it. Over the next 3 days, give yourselves a round of applause. You deserve that. Thank you for being a beautiful movement. And over the next 3 days, you're going to hear many stories of collaborative change that will inspire you further. But I also want to acknowledge that it's easy to feel powerless in a moment like this one, in the midst of so many huge problems facing the world. But we're not powerless, friends. We may have simply sometimes misunderstood the shape of our power. The key is not in being an amazing individual. It's in joining the people who care about what we care about and working together to make change. We need to know and learn to love each other, not because our disagreements don't matter, but because they do. And our only hope of finding a way forward together is to develop a relationship that is strong enough to handle the hardest of conversations. When we remember each other's humanity, we reclaim a little bit of our own, and we create space for healing and moving forward together. This is part of the work that Rotary is doing in the world, and the work that I'm trying to do as a Rotary Peace Fellow. In fact, a great deal of the work I'm doing now is being done because you believed in me and offered me this opportunity. Thank you for that. Being a Rotary Peace Fellow has truly changed my life. But I need to say one thing very clearly. Changing the lives of Rotary Peace Fellows is not the point of the Rotary Peace Fellowship. The point is to change the lives of everyone that Peace Fellows can reach on your behalf. The fellowship is about leveraging change. It's about equipping effective peacemakers to do their work on a new level and strengthening that work to maximize your impact in the world. You'll be hearing more over the next few days about Rotary Peace Fellows and how you are changing the world through their work. And for anyone who thinks that changing the world sounds just a little bit naive, I submit that it is just the opposite. It's naive to think you could possibly be in the world and not change it. Everything you do changes the world, whether you like it or not, and the big changes really are made up of small ones. So which changes will we make, Rotary? I stepped away from music to give my full attention to my master's degree as a Peace Fellow, but one of the things I discovered through that work and study was the power of music in the work of peacemaking and healing and social change. So now concerts are again a part of what I do, and I'd like to leave you with a song. When Hurricane Helene hit my hometown in September, I was speaking at a conference in Texas, and it was impossible to get home for about a week. My family was there, but I couldn't reach them because the airport and the highways were all damaged and closed. When I did get home a week later, I jumped in to volunteer as everyone was doing. And as I moved around the community, I shot some video just on my phone. That's the images you're about to see. There are images of destruction here for sure, but most of it is of people helping, and they were everywhere. The flooding did massive damage, but the river of compassion hit an even higher watermark. And Rotarians were heavily involved in that work. Thank you, Rotary friends. I'll leave you with this song.
Looking out my Monday window with so few cars driving by it, the main street of this river town's strangely still and quiet. Days flow by so slowly with no rhythm to the song. I'm trying to dodge the boulders as the water rolls along. Back in March there was a meeting at the VFW. They said we're all in the same boat, but it really isn't true. 'Cause some boats have big motors and some have wooden oars. Some folks are in the water trying to swim back to the shore. Our lives hang by a thread, but you weave those threads together. They will make a rope that's strong enough to hold on to each other. If we all pull a little, just maybe we'll go through. And as long as I am here, we'll be here for you. There are many who need comfort, there are many mouths to feed. So bring what you can offer and ask for what you need. Let's be gentle with each other, we won't always get it right. You don't have to be a hero, just lean a little toward the light. You don't have to say you're okay, let's just stick to what is true. You don't have to smile and fake it, God knows I'm struggling too. Our lives hang by a thread, but you weave those threads together. They won't make a rope that's strong enough to hold on to each other. If we all pull a little, well then maybe we'll pull through. And as long as I'm here, I said as long as I am here,